Hey guys, welcome to the final part of Turn 4 on PS1. We're doing the secret level, which is Little Big World. What will it contain? Well, it's a kitchen. I, I'm not kidding. It's a giant kitchen, and to make it all more better, I'm gonna be a little guy because we haven't played as him yet. So we have a lot to explore with. We got a lot of shit. So I'm gonna just skate around, show you the place off. You got a giant sink here, you got some matches, you got a stove here with some food on it. You got some cheese just lying around, I don't know why. There's a fridge, there's nothing on there except some shit on it. There's a ledge up there, that's neat. There's also a place of a windowsill, and honestly that's about it. This is a very small map, there's nothing too big of this one, and there's nothing too great about it either. So, yeah, just, like, what else can I really say? There's also a toaster, and yeah, it's about it. It's not much of this level. It's just a small kitchen, and if you go outside the map, you basically get teleported back to the start. There's no other place you can teleport to. There's also not many gaps in this one. This one has the least amount of gaps, which I expect that considering it's like a secret level. So I'm not expecting like a lot of shit. There's also a magazine here just lying around. Don't worry about the outlets. They don't do anything. They're just part of the wall. Ultimately, this one isn't that bad, and yeah, this might be a pretty easy one to deal with. So, let's just fuck around a bit more, and then I'll go ahead and do some gaps, because once we do the gaps, that's it. We have 100% in Turn 4 on PS1. We are done. Turn 1 on Turn 4 on PS1. There's a spot up there, but it's impossible to reach, and there's nothing up there anyway. It's just like a roof, so don't bother. And yeah. So, what might the gaps be? Well, by the way, poor you. There's also some grinds at the side you can take if you want. I wouldn't really recommend it because you don't have to, but hey, if you want, you can grind here and you can grind all the way through here and grind all the way over there and yada yada yada. We'll do that later. Right now though, it's time for gaps. Our final gaps, and that is the Little Big World gaps. So I'm gonna just retry because I was supposed to press gaps check. There we go. Not many gaps this one. It's very small. It's a lot of grinds though, and we'll be doing them right now. This is gonna be a big one. So get ready. Here we go. Final gaps. Starting off the cheese gap, the cheese jump, the cheesy jump. Next up, jump from here in the windowsill all the way to the sink, and you'll get an out of it 900. You have to do it the actual 900, by the way. Next up, you want to go ahead and manual the breakfast for breakfast on wheels. Next up, you need to go and grind the matches all the way through, and you will get lighted up. Next up, grind the pot, and you'll get holy for holidays. There you go. Next up, you want to go ahead and grind the outside of this place all the way from one side to the other. And it's not that bad, honestly. It's a small grind. Clean your kitchen. And next up, you want to go ahead and grind the stove part here for little Timmy. Next up is 3 gaps. Grind this, grind to the left, keep grinding, and you will get the box immune well. Grind that, and you will get cash mang transfer. Next up, grind the toaster. You will get toaster nuggets. Keep grinding, and you will get microwave popcorn. Then, grind up here, and once you jump over the first outlet, wall run, and then go all the way up, grind that, and you will get the donuts. And now, lastly, it's a lip trick. You need a lot of speed and a lot of accuracy. Get up here, jump, lip trick that, and get thanks for playing. And that's the last gap in the entire game. So, now that the gaps are done, I'm not actually going to show you the gap checklist because, well, there's actually a notification you will get if you got all the gaps in the game, and we did. So, are you ready to see what our reward is for getting every single gap in the game? Yep, a level flip. As you see, the level's in a whole new way, and we'll be seeing that very soon. We'll see all the cheats and some other stuff as well. But right now, let's watch some creds, shall we? I'm not going to save. I'm sure it's not going to backfire on me anyway. So, that is Stone Skater 4 on PS1. I like the PS2 version better. I honestly like that version a lot better than this. This version had some neat things, like the horse thing. That was neat. I liked the horse goal because it's taking a player 2 goal, like a player 2 minigame kind of thing, and turning it into a goal. I liked that, and I would have liked to see more of that, but I'm fucking positive it's not going to happen. But everything else I didn't like. The gaps weren't exactly that great. The goals were not very fun, not very interesting, not very unique. And ultimately, there was not much the levels. Because it's the PS1, it has to be all compact into like a certain box, a certain size. And the biggest problem of that is that for Turtle Skater 4, you need a lot of room. You need a lot of variety. Also, Marketing supports a dog named Sapphire. But yeah, you need a lot of shit in order to have a lot of fun with Turtle Skater 4. And that's what the PS2 version did. This version did not do that. I mean, I liked the fact that the sewers and Little Big World were both PS1 exclusive, and they were neat, but ultimately I didn't like them. Sewer sucked because the gaps were a pain in the ass, and some of the goals were as well. And Little Big World, it was so small that literally all you saw was like 5 minutes. Literally 5 minutes of Little Big World, and that was it. So ultimately the exclusives were really bad. They could have been a lot better. There are PS2 exclusives as well, and in fact, I believe the other versions, these certain levels are in there as well. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty positive they are. And of course, we'll be doing the PS2 version next up after this part. So basically, what you'll be seeing is the best Tony Hawk Pro Skater game in the series. I'm not kidding. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people will say that Pro Skater 3 and such was better, but if you want my honest opinion, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 on PS2, best. The best in the series. They did a lot right that the other games did wrong. And this version did not show that off. It showed how a very PS2-ish game does not work on the PS1. So yeah, thanks for playing, the end. And it doesn't tell you to go outside and skate. And honestly, we're not going to because we have another version to deal with. But that is it. That is it for this version, Tony Skater 4 on PS1. Now, let's check out some cheats, shall we? Because we only have some extras left. Because this will be a very short video otherwise if I don't check them out. So first of all, we have a lot of cheats unlocked. So let's just go straight to it. As you can see, our character, the custom skater, and little guy is here, but they have no goals, so they're just unlocked. Little person, he's unlocked already. He's on the cheats. We also have sim mode. That means it makes everything like really hard and act like a simulator. Moon physics makes you jump high. Your little snownick makes you slow. Always special gives you special, like full always. Perfect balance. Perfect balance, obviously. You can't just a little person, by the way. Stud, I still don't know. I honestly don't know. And level flip, which we've seen it before in the GBA versions of these games, which is just like it flips the viewpoint and that's it. It's not showing us anything in the whole new world. It's just like it flips the level. And we'll be turning them all on because why not? There's no unique cheats here, unlike the GBA version and such. There is no, like, very neato fucking cheats. So, yeah, I'm sorry if you want to see some crazy shit, but we can't. Anyway, career mode, let's go there. Let's check out the decks for Little Person, because we haven't done that yet. He is our last person that has decks, and he has some neat decks. He has Clown Dance, he also has Clown Face, Clown Girl Face, Clown Half Face, Clown Paint, Clown Round, Clown Spin, and Clown. I like Clown Spin. It looks creepy. He also has some special moves. Every other skater has moves you can easily put into the custom skater. This guy has unique moves that I think only appear once you unlock him. He has Little Bed, Little Tornado, and Little Head Push. One's a manual, one's a grab, and the other one is a grind. Now, of course, it's hard to tell which one's a manual and which one isn't, but hey, at least we'll be able to check them out right now, because I'm going to go ahead and play College, and I'm going to show you off the cheats, which, you know, you already know them. You already saw them in all the other fucking games. And I'm also going to show you the special moves that the little person has. So, let's check that out before we say goodbye to him. So, first of all, the little bed. Just have to make sure. By the way, it makes you very slow to slow, Nick. I'll be turning that off very soon. But yeah, perfect balance, moon physics, all the good stuff, and it's always special. It's always good. Little bed. As you can see, you get to see all the frames. I guess the good thing is you got a lot of reaction time, but the problem is, well, yeah, it's just very slow and boring. You got a little tornado. There's a lot of flickering going on in his head because he's going through his own body. And there we go. It's kind of like a 900 spin while he's crouching. And lastly, the little head push, which is a manual. He's basically resting on one side of the board with his head, and he's pushing with his hands. Once you jump, he flips over like this. I don't even know how he did that. And there you go. That's all the specials, and that is it for the cheats. I will choose certain cheats, but right now it's park editor time. So, you all know the park editor. We all know that the park editor is a very special, and with the PS1 version, it's so far always been like the same shit. And this version is, I'm going to be honest, it's Turbo Skater 2. Yeah. It's all the shit from Turbo Skater 2. It doesn't even have the stuff from Turbo Skater 3, the PS1 version of that. Basically, this is a really, like, old fucking, like, park editor. And that sucks. There's a better park editor in the PS2 version. In fact, it is a much more updated version. This one isn't. It doesn't even let you, like, manually, like, go down and go up. Instead, you need to basically select it and then use it, which I don't think was ever a thing in any of the other versions. So there's new things, but it's all shit things. As you saw, there was a pit there. That's one of them. Usually you can make pits just by pressing a certain button. Not in this one. You have to make pits by literally fucking making the pit. And then you get some signs. And also, rising the ground is also a thing you have to select. I think it's, well, here's floor. You can barely see them, but yeah. There's a lot of floors. They're nothing too special, and you can't add stuff to the floors. You have to add them. You have to add a lot of shit outside of that, which is really shit. It's like that in the PS2 version, by the way. And there's Misk, his wall piece, and his pillar. So ultimately, it sucks. It's not very good. And yeah. Now, we're not here to make a fucking thing. I mean, I can place a bunch of these. You know, we can get a whole, you know, bar to fill up and make a whole bunch of noise, and you know, then we can go ahead and rotate this around and, you know, delete shit, and it's nothing too special, honestly. I mean, there you go. And you can also, like, turn the camera around, and you can also, like, change the viewpoint with select. And that's it. Now I'm going to go ahead and look at pre-made parks, because that is more interesting. There's a lot of them, by the way. There are some new ones, but for the most part, we're once again seeing repeat ones, because they couldn't think of any more fucking parks to make with this. Here's a new one, Sparrow Park. At least I hope it's a new one. I hope it's not one we already saw. I can't tell. It's been a bit since I actually, you know, played any of the pre-made parks and this shit. Oh, by the way, there is a new thing of the gaps, and it's actually really neat. First of all, you've got a shit ton of values, from 50 all the way to 500. 5,000, I mean. You got a lot. You also got set gap type. This is new. It's air, rail, manual, or wall ride. This is the only one when you can do a wall ride gap. I don't know why it's a thing. But yeah, you can set gap types, so you can make sure they're not cheating by grinding an air gap or something like that. That's neat. That is honestly a neat thing. And I don't remember if this is in the PS2 version or not, but this is actually the neat thing. You can adjust it, you know, you can change the size, you can move it around and all that shit, you know, the usual shit. So yeah, that's the gaps. And ultimately, it's a better version of the gaps. It's much more updated, but this fucking level editor is not updated. This is literally the Turbo Skater 2 one with all the Turbo Skater free stuff gone. I'm gonna play it, by the way. And by the way, here's the loading screen for Custom Park if you wanted it, you know, because that's neat. It shows the pictures that, you know, you can see them in the backyard and such. There is no backyard in this one. You can't make a backyard one. I mean, you could try and, like, pretend it's a backyard because of the, you know, the themes. But outside of that, there's none. So here's some gaps. They're just aptly named Gap 1 to 9, I guess. And, like, this is not a very interesting thing. In fact, all of the pre-made parks here are not interesting. These are all fucking boring, really. They're all pretty much the same, too. They all use the same shit. Oh, by the way, when you end a run, you only get 3 options. We'll be using back to editor. So, yeah. Let's check out some themes, because we've already seen this theme. It's like the cathedral theme. We've seen it a bunch at this point. Like, it's not even a fucking joke anymore. We've seen it like the majority of all these times. And that's not all. The industrials here as well, and the outdoor, and the S-Mart. We've already seen these from Turbo Skater 2 and 3. They did not make any new themes. This is just a throwaway thing at this point. They're not even updating this shit anymore of this version. They're literally just smacking it on because it's in the other games. They're not really updating it. They barely update it. There's no new themes. There's a lot of the new parts from Turbo Skater 3 are gone. All they updated was like the gap thing, and that was about it. Like, I don't know why it's like this. I don't know why it's so bad. But yeah, that's there's also the gun shop. Everything's a fucking gun shop in S-Mart. And you can do the new park thing and resize it. It's the same fucking sizes, by the way, as Turbo Skater 3 and 2. It's nothing that great. Here's some pre-made gaps, just to get it out of the way. I mean, I'm not gonna give you the name of them. You should be able to check them out yourself. This one has like a weird name anyway. There's a few gaps here, like What's Your Sign and Big Hop and Little Hop. Nice. And yeah, it's nothing special, like down and around. Then you got fucking Fong's Basement. Like, what the fuck? It's only like one gap here. There's nothing else. There's no other gaps. This is a very shitty one. I mean, it's a neat design, but there's just nothing to it. And then you got there's so much like Snakerland, which you think it'd have a snake line here, like back in Kona. No, I don't know why it's called Snakerland because it has nothing to do with snakes. Fuck it. And one more for the road. Too much Dujura. Dujura. Oh, I just all these are boring. All these are pretty much the same shit. They all have the same theme. Well, almost all of them have the same thing. A few small ones have different themes, but otherwise they all use the same cathedral theme. And it just shows how much they didn't give a shit about the park editor, and that's it. The last thing is two-player. I would love to show you two-player right now. I can't show you two-player because you already know I'm playing emulator version, and you know I'm playing on EPSXE version 2. So I have it set to the two-player thing. I have the thing where I have both my controllers set. Now I did the keyboard thing and all that shit. But when I get to player 2, I'm guessing it hangs because nothing works. The controls do not work for player 2. I can't do shit. I can't get out. I'm stuck on the screen forever. And if you save state here, you didn't save, all your progress is gone. Just letting you know that. And that's it. I'm going to show you the music credits now. I'm going to end the LP here. You've already seen everything there is. And in case you're wondering about the movies, all the movies in this one, I believe, are all in the PS2 version. So it's not like you're missing anything out. Like, I still have to do this towards a free video thing. Like, I'll try and get that up as soon as possible on TSK Dumps. And I'll do Toadskater 4 one after this LP. But otherwise, that is it for Twin Skater 4 on PS1. Ultimately, I didn't like it. It wasn't exactly very fun. It's definitely the best of the PS1 versions in terms of the fact you don't have to repeat everything as a different skater. In terms of fun, Tournament Skater 3 was a lot more fun than Tournament Skater 4 in the PS1 category. I gotta compare the Xbox version of Tournament Skater 3 to the PS2 version of Tournament Skater 4, and if I do that, then here's my answer: Tournament Skater 4 and PS2 wins, like outright, because again, you don't have to repeat. It's all in a very neat sort of thing. You start your missions by talking to people, not just by doing the thing, and it's the beginning of how it would usually go for later on of Underground and such. And everybody loves Underground. Turbo Skater 4 is what started Underground. If it wasn't for that game, you wouldn't get the whole goal thing by talking to people. You wouldn't even have a lot of these unique fucking things that were added to Underground that Turbo Skater 4 did first. And we'll be doing that shit, the PS2 version of that, the best version of this game, and the best version of the Pro Skater series in general, next time on the channel. Because, you gotta remember, it's the LP Marathon, I gotta do it. I gotta do all the Pro Skater games. So, yeah, next time on the LP Marathon Turbo Skater, we will be doing Turbo Skater 4 on PS2. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you then. And trust me, you guys are gonna fucking love this one.